One of my favorite traditions of all time has to be New Year's resolutions. You just come up with some idea for the year that you're gonna do, and then if you give it up within 2 weeks, nobody really cares because they give it up too. It doesn't really matter. The most common New Year's resolution is getting fit and going to the gym, but that's something I already do anyways. Every year I still like to set myself a New Year's resolution, whether or not I stick through with it. And I always try to make sure it's super unique, maybe something fun that isn't so serious. So if I don't follow through, it's not a big letdown. My 2025 New Year's resolution was to watch more movies, specifically 100 movies by the end of the year. So far, I've only watched 38. We're over halfway through the year now, and I've only watched 38, so I do have like 60 more to go, 62 more to go. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I did watch 38 films that are all good, and a lot of them that are really trash, okay? Out of 38, I don't know my percentages like that. I'd say a good 85% of them were trash, and the rest were all really good. So I got a lot of work to do in the next couple months. Leave a comment down below saying what movie I should watch, but today I just wanna go over the top 3 movies I've watched this year in 2025 under my New Year's resolution, and the bottom 3 movies I've watched. Hopefully you learned something from this video and you go watch the movies that I recommend in my top 3, and you stay very far from the bottom 3, because trust me, you do not want to be wasting an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours even. Some movies are so long now. You don't want to be wasting all that time in your life. You can save it for scrolling TikTok or doing important things like texting your ChatGPT girlfriends. If you want to take a look at all 38 movies that I watched this year and a bunch of reviews alongside them, I do have a Letterboxd account that I'll drop right here. For a little bit of context, like, I'm just not a normal viewer. I have taken a lot of film classes, and obviously I know a lot about cameras, so I do watch it from more of a filmmaker perspective rather than just a general enjoyer. I will be taking into account things like composition, acting skills, pacing, all this other stuff that you might not think to look at during a movie when at least reviewing it. First, let's go through my top 3, starting with my 3rd favorite movie from this year, Bamboozled. This movie I did have to watch for a film class I was taking online. Going into it, I had no idea what this was about at all. If you don't know what it is about either, it is about minstrel show, which is like something they did back in the day. It's just go look it up. I don't even know how to describe it on here, and I don't know how to describe it without getting canceled, to be honest. But this is a 2000 movie from Spike Lee, who, from what I've heard, has made some controversial movies about exposing of racial stereotypes and whatnot in media. Going into this movie with a blind eye is much better than kind of knowing the whole background of it. And that goes for any movie, to be honest. You should just go in any movie with a blind eye. This movie has to be in my top 3 favorite movies of the year because it just blew my mind completely. The composition of the shots in this movie, the blatant racism, and just the crazy things that some of these characters say just had me like the entire time. And I also couldn't believe they made us watch this for a class, but at the same time, once you get through the whole thing, you kind of think about it deeper, and it's all just kind of a lesson in racism and racial stereotypes in the media. It is definitely a difficult watch. This is something you don't want to be watching with your grandma. It's definitely something I watched multiple times too, not even for the class, but I just grabbed my room and I was like, bro, you gotta see this. Like, we love to watch shocking movies that are just like either mind boggle you or just are insane to watch, and this is the most insane movie I've ever seen in my life. Like, there's nothing like it. It'll make you uncomfortable. Not even with the content of the movie, the actual angles of the shots, the pacing, the acting will just make you so completely uncomfortable. But I call it the biggest shocker I've watched this year, but it's also a brilliant movie, and it's very well done by Spike Lee. My number 2 movie on the list, you're gonna kind of see a pattern that I really love movies that will just shock you and just blow your mind. That's what makes a good movie for me. Like, if you got good composition, you got good acting, the story's gonna blow my mind, or it's gonna be something I've never seen before. Like, if you show me something that's different and makes me really like think, or like when I get through a whole movie and have to look back and be like, whoa, I missed this and that, that's what makes a good movie for me. This movie absolutely did that. This is a movie that will make you be so confused the entire time, but once you get to the end, you're like, oh my gosh, like all the signs were there. Everything was right in front of me the whole time, and you can't really watch it the same twice. That's what makes the movie so special in itself. And this movie is brain on fire. It's not too popular of a movie. It's based off an actual true story. I'm not gonna try to do too many spoilers in this, because you need to watch this. You need to watch this, and you need to watch this without any context. You need to be confused, because what made this movie so amazing is that the entire time I was just in the movie myself. I felt like I was there with the main character trying to figure out what her problem was. And once you get to the end, it's like a whoa, you like really feel what she probably experienced when she figured out what her diagnosis was. The movie is just so well acted. Like, that's the best thing. Chloe Grace Moretz does such an amazing job in this role, because similar to how the Joker is so good played by Heath Ledger, because he kind of like is insane, like she plays the insanity so well, and it just makes her feel so real, helping you kind of connect to her on like a personal level. During this movie, I don't think my eyes left the screen the entire time. Usually I just go on my phone and do stuff and multitask, whatever, because 2025 attention span, Gen Z, right? But this movie really had me locked in, and that's something that a lot of movies just can't do to me anymore. You watch it the first time, you're clueless, you go through, find out what happens. You watch the second time, you see all this stuff that was telltale signs. And then I watched it like a third time to show my friends. If a movie can make me watch multiple times, that's amazing. If a movie can make me feel like I'm in the movie, that's amazing. And this movie just hit on every single base. Brain on Fire #2. Go ahead, watch it, please. I beg you to watch this movie. I can't even hype this movie up enough. My #1 movie is not really like the other two. It's not a mind-bending movie. It's not something that's like hit you in the face crazy. It is We're the Millers. And I hope maybe some of y'all have seen this, but if you haven't, pause the video right now, literally stop watching. I'm telling you, stop watching my video and go watch this. This is honestly, after I watched it, my favorite movie of all time. Some movies have their funny parts. We're the Millers just hit over and over again. Funny moment, funny moment, funny moment. It's endless TikTok clips from this. The whole plot is something super unique. I don't know how they came up with the idea. They must have been smoking something crazy. Leave a comment down below if you think there's a funnier movie than this, but I really think this is the funniest movie out. There's the part where like the girl brings home a boyfriend, he's got a tattoo and it says no regrets, but it's spelled regrets or something. So like the whole idea is, let me explain the joke to y'all so it's not funny anymore. He should regret getting that tattoo because he spelled it wrong, but it's hilarious. If you are just down bad, sad, you lost your girlfriend, you lost somebody in your life, and you just are sad and don't know how to cheer up, this movie will cheer you up. It is so funny. Show me one person that doesn't like this movie, please. Like, it's the best thing ever. I know I'm glazing like crazy, but you'll understand when you watch it. I remember my future brother-in-law and I were watching it, and we were just dying laughing the entire time. My sister was looking at us like we were crazy or something. Like, we were just dying laughing on our couch at this movie, and it was honestly just a great moment. And I'm so glad I watched this movie now, because if I was like a little kid, I probably wouldn't get half of it. I probably wouldn't laugh as hard as I did. All right, and now for the fun part, the worst 3 movies I've seen this year. I'm gonna save you minimum 6 hours of screen time for this. When you see this movie on Netflix, on HBO Max, whatever, try to figure out how to block it or just hit next, because these movies are complete. These movies suck. So at #3, it is Terrifier. And specifically the first one, I think there's multiple more of them, but it's Terrifier with the clown dude, whatever. For me, this is more of a personal opinion that I don't like it. I know a lot of people do like it, so it's not necessarily a bad movie, but in my own personal opinion, it is a bad movie, because it is about a mute clown that just goes places and just murders people brutally. There's no real storyline to it. There's no real good dialogue, and it honestly just seems like cheaply made, super gory, and is just appealing to these people that love murder. If you watch this, I think you need to be immediately put on the FBI watch list, because you're a Hall of Fame school threat. Like, you need to be 5,000 feet away from me if you actually like this movie. If you watch this movie multiple times too, you are gross. Like, I think I made it about 15 minutes, not even, I probably made like 30 minutes into this movie, to the point where there was like a scene where someone was getting cut in half, and I was like, all right, bro, I'm not even eating, and I lost my appetite for the next 5 weeks. This movie is so trash. When I see a horror film, I'm trying to see pop-ups or ghosts, or like if I see somebody murdered, I'm trying to see a little bit of like dialogue or plot or something. This movie was just terrible, and I'm glad I didn't watch it all the way through. I probably would have hated it even more, but the 35 or so minutes I did watch it, it was terrible, and this is why it is my 3rd lowest on this list. And if you do enjoy this movie, I hope you know that the FBI is currently watching you through your laptop, and you're a threat. You're a threat to humanity. If you watch this movie and then bought a clown suit too, You need to be put in jail immediately. All right, so some of the movies on my lower rankings are movies I don't even remember watching. Like, that's how terrible they are. And my number 2 movie definitely fits that category. I had to do some research about the movie because I totally forget watching this movie altogether because it was so trash. But it's Watchers. Yeah, and I still don't even really know what it's about. I don't want to rewatch it because I know it was that trash. It's something about like this girl that goes in the woods and gets trapped in the woods or something. This is the complete opposite of Brain on Fire, like how I was locked in the entire time it felt I was there. I kind of just wanted to look around my room and not pay attention to the movie the whole time. It was so boring. From what I remember, I kind of just waited for something to happen and just nothing ever happened. It was just completely bland and slow, and the acting was subpar. I feel like they could have casted me as the main character in this movie. If you do need some background noise or want to really focus on your homework and not be distracted by a movie, this is the one to throw on because you won't want to be watching it. You'll just be wanting to look down at your paper. Finally, my least favorite movie, Woman in the Yard. And this is a recent movie that just came out, 2025 or late 2024. It is similar to the last movie where it is super boring and everything, but this movie just pissed me off on a different level. It's about this family that lives in the middle of a farm, and the mom has a broken leg or torn ACL or something, and then the dad's gone, and then they have no power, they have no car. The mom is just overprotective and doesn't want to call the cops and doesn't want to do anything. She like thinks she has a huge ego, but she has no way to walk, no way to drive, no electricity, and her son's just trying to help, and she's just like, no, I got this, don't worry. So it just pisses you off the entire time. Like, this movie is pure rage bait. When you see a dumb character in a movie, it probably makes you mad, right? But this was the main character. Usually it's the side character that gets killed off versus like, oh no, let's go into the deep dark woods and explore around, right? No, this lady was just the worst of all dumb characters of all time. I remember looking at my screen and being like, if you wanted to know what to do in a situation like the situation she was in, you just need to do the exact opposite of what she did every single time. And the movie was hard to understand. Like, the concept itself, Woman in the Yard, was literally just a woman sitting in the yard that kind of attacked the family through shadows. But there wasn't enough like context around it to really explain it. The whole time I was just confused about what was going on. I was angry about what the mom was doing, and I was just kind of waiting for something like to explain it, like something. How Brain on Fire, I'm waiting for something to explain what's happening, but at the end it does explain what's happening, and I look back and I'm like, wow, this movie just didn't. This movie just kind of made me mad the entire time. I want to unwatch this movie. And on top of it, I look up the meaning, or what the meaning was supposed to be, because I'm like, oh, maybe I just completely missed something, right? And it was supposed to be about mental health. It was supposed to be a story about the lady's mental health. Like, the whole thing was made up in her head and she was just mentally ill. But nowhere in the movie would it like give the impression that it was that. So not only was the movie boring, aggravating, it tried to promote mental health, like awareness, and completely failed, because mental health is something that definitely needs awareness out there. So it's good on them for doing that. But it seemed like ChatGPT this like, can you make a horror movie that portrays mental health? And then they were like, okay, we're taking some couple shots of this movie and just put it out, right? People will love this, eat it up, right? If you have a high budget movie, it doesn't mean the movie won't be ass. Like, you really need an amazing story, and even if you have low budget, it can be an amazing movie. But if you have a high budget movie and the story's just complete buns, it's the worst. And that's why Woman in the Yard is most definitely the worst movie I've watched this year. Because not only would I not watch it, I would vote to get this movie banned off the face of the planet. This movie needs to be deleted. This movie cost $12 million to make too. They could have saved $12 million and gave it out to like homeless people or scholarships or something. But instead, they decided to make this monstrosity of a movie. And for that, I say whoever made this, you need to retire immediately and start working at McDonald's. That's 3 of the best movies I've watched this year on my road to 100, and 3 of the worst movies that I wish I never watched. Will I get to 100 by the end of the year? That's still up for debate. I got 62 to go. That's a lot. I'm by no means a film expert. You can take my recommendations if you want. You can go ahead and watch the trash movies if you want and tell me I'm wrong. I don't mind. Definitely watch those top 3 movies I recommended though, because you won't be disappointed. I promise you, you'll love those movies like I did. Leave a comment down below what the best movie you watched this year was, or the worst, or a movie I should watch, and drop a like and make sure you subscribe. Peace.